Okay. You know what I'm talking about, but how do you answer that?
What was the question?
Fuck knows. Basically was, why can't we have a common format? Why are we slavishly following the bleeding Yanks when common sense cries out, change the freaking format back to 7-man, get people enjoying themselves and value for money? Because people are not doing it at the moment.
Okay, well, if that's the case, okay, you've got two formats running in the States, parallel formats. You've got X-Ball and 7-man.
And they're both, and you know that one's going to die. You know
which one do you think that is?
NPPL.
And that's the 7-man?
Yes.
So,
but that's,
why would you try and
that's not to do with the format, that's to do with the politics and who's behind what particular... yeah, it is.
I don't know if it is. I mean, well, I don't get involved in any of the politics in either of them. I honestly don't. We support both of those series, and I see... I don't know if growth is the right word, but the PSP are doing okay. Numbers-wise, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
And the MPPL isn't doing okay in numbers-wise.
Okay. Well, do you see that as a reflection of the format? In other words, that the PSP are doing better than the MPPL because they've got a better format?
The teams maybe seem to think that. Teams are the ones that are booking in.
I'll probably just argue myself into a corner I don't really want to be in. And so the teams in the States are basically electing to go down the export route, even though I'm assuming it's the bad way to go because of finances and everything else, and they get less value for money. And then how do you explain that then?
Well, I don't know if they do get less value for money in the PSP, in the export, because they do get a lot of games. You play, is it 3 matches, and it's a race to... I'm not even sure what the race is. It's a race to 7 in the top bracket, isn't it? Is it less?
Race to 7, so it's the first one to 4. So if they're playing 3 matches, then
no. It's first to 7.
Oh, it's a race to 7.
30. You could have 13 games in a pro export.
So let's say a minimum of 7 games then.
Yeah.
If they're playing 3 matches, that's 21 games. Yeah. That's a lot of gun time.
It's a lot more than if you play in a race to 4.
But that's not what's happening in the NSPL or the CPPS.
No, they're doing a race to 4, or the Millenniums is the pro bracket. It's a race to 5. But then that's the whole problem with the cost of paint. Well, not necessarily the cost of paint, because the cost of paint is, as we know, it's phenomenally cheaper than it ever used to be. But
gone up as you know. But do you know?
Yeah, but
one thing here, guys, is that I found out the other day. Just sticking this in for you to comment on, is that I was speaking to someone in the industry, quite a big person who represents a big company, and they said that they're putting up the cost of paint, and one of the reasons why is because they felt that their initiative to take down the price of paint to try and get more people involved in the sport, not market share, quite cynical about that, was not being reflected by the site owner. In other words, they were pushing the price of paint down, and the site owner, instead of passing that on to the customer to try and sort of reinvigorate the market, going, fuck this, we'll stick that in the back pocket. What do you say about that?
Is this like our off-topic question?
Yeah, just threw it in.
I mean, I think the price of paint to a recreational player it's almost immaterial. I think when a recreational player, as in a guy who goes down and rents his overalls and his mask and his Tickman or whatever it happens to be, he's got 40 quid in his pocket, or he's got 50 quid in his pocket, and he's just going to go and spend 50 quid.
Just going to spunk it.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I mean, the thing, if you want to talk about paint and site owners, the thing that really pisses me off is site owners that want rock hard paint, because I think that turns more customers off.
Niall, he wants it made out of concrete. You know what he's like, type bastard.
No, I mean,
he's tight as fuck.
I mean, Niall runs, a very good paintball site. I think he runs a great site. I've played that there.
Well.
I think it's a great site. The Petrified Forest, I call it. He'll hate me for that. But anyway, if you to save a pound a box of what they're paying to have balls that are rock hard to give them an easier day, isn't necessarily a good thing. I think you need to have paint that breaks when it hits people, and people can enjoy it and not get hurt.
Let me explain the strategy of paint purchasing to people who might not appreciate what we're going on about here. Is that a site owner would prefer to have paint that didn't break, so that the punter would carry on shooting a lot more paint to enable the kill. Because if you've got paint that breaks every time on a player, then you shoot as much paint as it takes to kill the fella. But if you've got paint that doesn't break, then you shoot as much paint as it takes. So the more solid the paint, the more you're going to use as paint.
I don't think it's just that, but yes, that is one of the reasons. But I mean, it's also that the custom, the guns are going to work better, as in, they don't have to be squeegeed out. The referees can make sure the games flow better and all that type of thing.
I agree. But it's not getting valued for money because
it's just
he might make a shot and it doesn't break.
Yeah. I mean, the vast majority. I mean, a lot of signers, they might, go on here and say, well, actually, there's a lot of customers who don't actually hit anything anyway, blah blah blah. I'm not like, and that's fair enough. But I just know, there are site owners that want really hard paint, and I just don't know if that's a great thing for our sport.
It's not a good thing.
I'd rather, it needs to break on someone and not give them a big horrible welt at the end of the day.
So where was we? What was the question I asked?
What do I think about paint prices? Paint prices.
Oh yeah, not being passed on by very cynical site owners who are getting paint reduced prices. Quite extensive.
I'll tell you, this is my personal opinion. It's not my. I think personally, like I said, I think the customer that turns up has got X amount of money to spend, and he's going to spend that X amount of money. End of story. I think that the table's just moving a bit.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's under you flexed your pet. I think the paint price that is being sort of bandied around, and yes, it's cheap at the moment. We need the paint companies to actually make money to carry on doing it.
No, I agree.
Because if they don't make any money, they're not going to make paint. If they don't make paint, we haven't got a product.
Key have stuck their prices up purely because I think that they said, right, we've had enough of this. We're not going to invest in the market to try and bring new players in anymore because the price drops are not being passed on by the site owner. So we're going to forget that and put the price up. Yeah. And now we're going to make some money.
Yeah. We need. I mean, if you sit there and say that they shouldn't make money, they're making too much money out of us, they're this, they're that, they're whatever.
They're not though, are they?
I don't personally think it's the paint companies. I think it's the formats, and this goes back to the formats. The formats that we're using are just paint destroyers.
No, I agree with that as well. So if you was in charge of paintball,
in charge of the king of paintball.
I'll take a back seat for a day, and you assume the position of king of paintball. I'm on holiday, I'm not servicing my harem anymore. Okay. So you come in like a cuckoo. Yeah. You usurp my throne. Well, they pinch nests, don't they?
Do they?
Yes.
Okay. Can it be a magpie? Because they steal shiny stuff, don't they?
Okay, well, you can steal my crown.
Have you got your ring in? Have you got your ring in the picture yet?
That's a rather personal question.
Bing, bing, bing.
Oh yeah, they got engaged last week in Dubai. Is that right?
No. Okay. 2 weeks ago in Mexico.
I was close. So was it?
Yeah.
Was it near Cancun?
It was in Cobba. Cobba? Yeah.